How to financially reward fairly multiple corners of a business. It's a question that one of my clients asked me recently. I'm Helen Sewell, the Business Navigator, and I'm here to help you answer those questions you have as business owners. It's important to get it right. In the case of that particular client of mine, it was actually threatening the relationship they had with their business partner. And that's obviously not healthy. It was at risk of destroying the friendship and potentially the business. So getting that right, how to reward co-ownership in business is really important. What you need to understand is that there's two types of contribution from a business owner. And the first one is the investment in the business. And that can come in the shape of time, money, product, opportunity. But it tends to be the investment that you bring in at the start or something that you bring in later on a one-off basis. Not to be confused with working in the business. So that's the investment in the business. And whatever that contribution is, it has a perceived value. So between the co-owners, you need to agree the percentage, the share of each one of your contributions. And if there's two, it doesn't have to be 50-50. If there's three, it doesn't have to be a third each. It needs to be something that you are all happy and comfortable with. Because the thing is, it should only be revisited if there is an additional investment made by one or several of the co-owners. Otherwise, it should stay like that. And so you need to be at peace with it and stick with it. So very, very important to agree that share of investment in the business in whatever shape that has taken. It's a very important foundation to trust between the co-owners. And this contribution, this investment, is rewarded with a profit share. And I'll explain later how to calculate the profit share. The second contribution, generally, from co-owners is actually working in the business. Each person will have a role that they may fulfill on a full-time or part-time basis. And this role then should attract a different kind of reward. It should attract a salary reward. Now, it's important to understand that, how the reward is classified in your statutory accounts or in, as far as the tax man is concerned, is irrelevant to this calculation. That's a tax and compliance issue that you deal with after you've calculated your, reward for your co-ownership of the business. So, salary is the contribution you receive for the role you have in running the business on a day-to-day basis. And then it's the sum of the two that makes, the profit share and the salary that makes your total reward from owning the business. Now you're going to say to me, how do you calculate that? So you need to follow, a certain number of steps. First, you're going to calculate the profit share on salaries. And to do that, once having agreed the role that each person has, then you need to agree the salary that goes with it. And the best way to agree this is to take a third-party benchmark. So you go to a job site like Indeed or, there's loads of job sites out there. Take a job site, look for that job in particular, make sure the job description that you read match what you have in your individual circumstances, and collectively amongst all the owners you agree the amount of salary that the role attracts. Now if the person is doing this role on a part-time basis, then you do it pro rata. You pro rata the salary according to the amount of time spent, and that's how you calculate the salary of each person, even if it doesn't go through PAYE, in terms of the tax implication. But that's how you calculate the salary of each person. Once you've done that, you then can calculate how you do the profit share. So the steps for the profit share are: one, if you want to pay profit share on a monthly basis, then you do this exercise on a monthly basis. If you want to take the profit share on an annual basis, then you do this exercise on an annual basis. Simple. The first step is to take your management accounts, including the salaries that you have calculated for each one of the co-owners. And that gives you a profit after salaries. Then you apply the percentage to be drawn. It's important that whatever profit your business is making, you still need to pay tax. You might want to reinvest some money into the business. So you should agree amongst co-owners what percentage of profit is to be drawn. And so that's the percentage you apply now to your profit after salaries. And now you have the amount of profit share to be divided according to the percentage contribution, investment that you have agreed between the owners. And as I said, it might not be 50-50 or third each, it might be 40-20-20. But you take your profit to be drawn and you divide it according to the shares that each person owns in the business. And it's the sum of the share plus the salary that makes the individual reward that each owner will get. Now, only revisit the agreement on investment or the role every time something changes significantly. By doing that, by revisiting, you will maintain a healthy relationship between the co-owners and potentially save a friendship. If you have any questions on this topic, don't hesitate to send me a message. I'll be delighted to help you further with your question. Helen Sword, the Business Navigator. Have a great day. Bye-bye.